I have a question for you. What would happen if the sun went out, but only for 48 hours? Sounds like a short time, right? After all, we endure 2-day power outages. But don't underestimate the chaos. Stick around, because what you're about to learn will absolutely blow your mind and might make you appreciate our giant ball of fiery plasma even more. Let's begin. The sun is not just a burning star sitting 93 million miles away. It's the epicenter of life as we know it. It's a consistent force essential for light, heat, weather, and even psychological well-being. Yet let's imagine some cosmic glitch where, poof, it vanishes temporarily. Just 48 hours. It's worth noting, this scenario is purely hypothetical, thanks to stellar and gravitational physics, ensuring the sun will shine steadily for billions more years. That said, this thought experiment demonstrates how interconnected everything on Earth is to our sun. Transition to dramatic tone. All right, at the exact moment the sun switches off, Earth wouldn't instantly plunge into darkness or despair. Why? Because light travels at 186,000 miles per second, meaning it takes about 8 minutes for sunlight to reach Earth. So for 8 minutes and 20 seconds, you'd see no change. However, once that light is gone, oh boy, pitch black darkness engulfs everything. Even at midday, it would be darker than the deepest cave. If you're thinking, what about other light sources like street lamps? Sure, electricity can bridge the gap somewhat, but this absence of sunlight isn't just about seeing. Plants stop photosynthesis immediately, halting their production of oxygen. Don't worry, there's enough reserve oxygen to last us for days, but short-term, it disrupts their role in transferring energy up the food chain. Hungry bunnies and deer, anyone? Now let's move on to temperature. One of the sun's primary duties is to keep Earth warm. Within just a few hours, global temperatures would plummet drastically. Cities in tropical regions might fall to sub-zero temperatures by the second night. The oceans, which store much of Earth's heat, will begin to slowly cool. A delayed effect, but inevitable in this scenario. For instance, by the end of the 48-hour phantom sun event, some shallow water regions might even begin to freeze. Next, humanity's psychological response would come into play. It's called seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, the winter blues we all hear about. Multiply those gloomy winter weeks into an intense 48-hour ultra-dark event, and we'd face panic-induced psychological chaos on a global level. International governments scrambling for answers, social media going wild with conspiracy theories, and people feeling a deep, primal unease simply because nothing feels normal anymore. Pause for suspense. But here's something even scarier: the gravitational effects. The sun's gravitational pull keeps Earth and every planet in the solar system anchored in their respective orbits. If the sun vanished without warning, it's not as if Earth would be flung instantly out of orbit, because gravitational effects also travel at the speed of light. Once again, there'd be an 8-minute delay after the sun's disappearance for us to notice a wobble. But for this scenario, let's grant a pass on gravitational disasters. Let's say our hypothetical glitch only impacts sunlight, not the sun's immense gravitational stability. Phew, right? Darker skies do mean we'd witness one beautiful perk: the stars. Without the overpowering light of the sun, the universe itself would unfold before our eyes. You'd witness an awe-inspiring celestial show from anywhere on Earth. But this wonder would be fleeting as reality, and the bone-chilling cold set in. Now, the bigger question is this: after the blackout, when the sun flicked back on after 48 hours, could we recover as if nothing ever happened? Here's the truth. Yes, life would resume to some degree, but it'd take significant effort. Let's go back to the environment. Those 2 days of no sunlight disrupt ecosystems on both microscopic and macroscopic levels. Phytoplankton, the tiny organisms critical to marine ecosystems and global oxygen production, would face catastrophic loss of productivity. When they falter, marine food chains topple in sequence. Ever seen a domino collapse? Kind of like that. Serious tone. Now, humanity's aspect. Would our infrastructure survive a 2-day anomaly? Energy grids, agriculture, and technology wouldn't collapse outright, but they'd experience immense strain, driving home how heavily dependent we are on our sun. And as advanced as we may feel, we're powerless to replace such natural, omnipresent energy on such short notice. No wonder research on solar power and backup energy sources is a big deal these days. It's literally becoming our lifeline. Think about this. Entire cultures are built around solar rhythms. Our calendar, the sleep-wake cycles, and seasonal harvesting all root back to the sun's predictable presence. 2 days without that anchor would put a glaring spotlight on just how vulnerable our modern systems really are. So, what's the solution to protect ourselves against hypothetical events like this? Simple answer. There isn't one. The best we can do is mitigate effects through innovation. Start considering climate adaptation, develop cross-continental energy reserves, and above all, preserve the ecosystems that might sustain us for such dark days. Before we wrap up, let's address a fun twist: the moon's role. During this sunless experience, lunar visibility depends upon its phase. If it's a new moon, you're stuck in even bleaker darkness. But if it's full or waxing, the moon can provide some reflective relief, albeit only 7% of sunlight brightness. Still, a faint glimmer of light could offer some psychological comfort. So, there you have it, folks. A hypothetical 2 days without the sun would be a fleeting disaster. But it highlights how much we owe to that glowing orb at the center of our solar system. It's a stark reminder that we can't take its existence for granted. Next time you step outside to feel the sunlight on your face, think of its warmth as more than a simple pleasure. It's what makes life possible. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What would you personally miss the most about sunshine? Light, warmth, or even the psychological calm Monday mornings bring from a brightly lit sky? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insane what-if scenarios that make you question everything you thought you knew. Until next time, stay curious.